for the characters, is there any backstory for any of them that didn't make it into the final draft of the story?
So Damien's backstory kind of didn't really come into play that much. I had more backstory for him, not a lot, because he wasn't a point of view character in the book. But there is some background about him that I looked up in my notes to check that his parents didn't know he was streaming video games for a living. They thought he was doing something with his degree in software engineering. He does computer stuff. So they don't really care what he's doing, but they think he has a real job and is making money doing real work that they would approve of. And it never comes up in the book that they don't know that. And it doesn't seem to matter. So it's like either way, it's not really part of Audrey's story. And she's a very kind of introspective, self-focused person that if it doesn't affect her in any way, she's not going to bring it up in the book, right? So the fact that the reader doesn't know Damien's whole life backstory kind of makes sense because Audrey doesn't really care about that. She just likes him.
I appreciate in this choice is that, like, even though Audrey isn't directly mentioning it, it doesn't come up in conversation, like, it doesn't mean that that's not true, right? It's not like conflicting with what's going on in the story. It's just not necessarily explicitly mentioned. And without spoilers, I think that the payoff of the climax of the story even worked better because so many of the things were left up to reader interpretation. So I think it's a neat way and a really smart choice to understand what's going on with the character, but not everything needs to be explicitly mentioned in the final draft.